When Dave Streen sends you an original Rockhill blending hammer from about a decade ago to compare to your Carbon Tech OG Bryce Rockhill edition, what do? First, you're going to want to find a big-ass dent, then Photoshop it to make it look real dramatic. Then you're going to scour YouTube, find the biggest dent anybody has videotaped themselves blending, and then double, triple its size, I don't know. The guy who blended the other dent did fine work. But today we're going to try to honor Bryce Rockhill and what he has done for blending hammers and the PDR industry by using his original hammer and the Carbon Tech version with his name on it to do the biggest 100% blended dent repair that can be found on YouTube. No, I'm not saying this is the biggest dent that's ever been blended, and I am for sure not saying that it should have been blended. All I'm saying is that I scoured YouTube and could not find one that even compared to this. The original and the Carbon Tech are very, very similar, and until you start using them, you might not even notice the differences. When I talked to Bryce Rockhill, he agreed that Carbon Tech did a great job of emulating his design. The main thing that you'll notice when you start using the hammers is that the radius of the head is ever so slightly different. The original hammer has a little more compound radius blending surface. The Carbon Tech has a flatter radius. It's still rounder than a lot of the tips and other blending hammers on the market. In no way am I saying one is better than the other, it's a matter of personal preference. For me, I prefer the more compound radius head. It's more similar to what we used to make when I worked in a factory environment. I feel like it gives me a little more accuracy and precision when it comes to where exactly I'm hitting on the panel. Both of the other techs that helped me with the 5 hammer shootout, which will be showing on this channel soon, actually prefer flatter heads, so again, it's personal preference. The Carbon Tech version is also a hair heavier. In my opinion, manufacturers are going too light with their blending hammers now. What that does is make you work harder to move metal. The balance on both of these hammers is phenomenal. The balance of a blending hammer should not be right in the middle. It needs to be biased towards the head. That helps the tech using it maintain momentum and move metal with the least amount of forearm strain possible. It shouldn't take much more than a little bit of pressure from your index finger to get a good blending hammer going. Once the hammer's moving, the main thing to consider is bounce. A quality designed blending hammer will feel like a drumstick beating a drum head once it's moving. In this aspect, I say the original and the Carbon Tech are head and head. I could not pick one that performed better than the other. I really appreciate the fact that Carbon Tech maintained the thicker carbon fiber stock on this hammer. The ball on the end and the thicker stock makes this a supremely comfortable blending hammer to work with. As you may imagine, it took a long time, over an hour to blend this dent, and I never felt any forearm strain or uncomfortable with these hammers. As I mentioned before, I learned blending 15 years ago in a Japanese manufacturing facility. To my knowledge, the Japanese had been blending for quite a while before it became en vogue in the States. So I always compare blending hammers to the handmade tools that they taught us to make. These hammers are very close to the same feel that we would get from those tools. This video was never about picking a winner between the two, but I can say that Carbon Tech has done an excellent job of recreating the feel and the magic of the original Rockhill hammer. For some reason, I can't get Dave Streen to agree to wrestle me for his Rockhill hammer, but I would still love to have one. But everybody can rest easy at night knowing that Todd Zimmerman and Carbon Tech have done a great job of recreating the original. I highly recommend you pick up a Carbon Tech Bryce Rockhill OG original blending hammer. This dent was blended this wide to make it go away, using only the Carbon Tech and Rockhill's original hammer. Bryce, buddy, I sure hope we did you proud. The story of how your blending hammers came to be is incredible, and I plan to share it on another video. Of course, a special thank you to Dave Streen from Edgy Tools for lending us the hammer. He's got plenty of blending hammer accessories, like the knocker as seen in this video. Also, his crown killer tips are amazing when added to your blender. This may have been the dumbest way to repair this dent. I may have made a 3-minute dent into one that took well over an hour, but to me, it was well worth it. The Dent Tools Freak team and me, Jim Mitchell, are honored to be able to tip our hat to Bryce Rockhill. It was his design, his passion, and his dedication to innovation that made the biggest, deepest 100% blended dent on YouTube possible. Keep an eye out for the DTF team's 5 blending hammer shootout. And help support 100% no bullshit tool reviews by subscribing to this channel. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate your support.